Carlos Alcaraz wrapped up the victory in merely 50 minutes. With a punishing scoreline of 6-2, 6-1, he didn't just conquer Doha. He made it look like child's play. It was humiliatingly effortless. Arthur Fils, known as one of the tour's most dynamic threats, walked onto that court fully convinced he had a fighting chance in the championship match. The man is a powerhouse, a supreme athlete capable of dismantling any rival when he finds his rhythm. Yet facing Alcaraz, he couldn't find a foothold, let alone a rhythm. He struggled to win even a single rally. That is the terrifying reality of Carlos Alcaraz in 2026. Even the deepest insiders, the decorated legends, the tactical masterminds, and the pundits who have breathed elite tennis for decades are losing their composure. The level he is displaying currently defies standard analysis of greatness. It completely eclipses it. Never in my life have I witnessed a competitor so young yet so flawlessly developed. Specialists are finally conceding that we have reached that rare tipping point where you stop measuring an athlete against their rivals and start measuring them against eternity. The dialogue changes from, "He is currently the top seed," to "We might never witness talent like this again." Heaven help us. But for Carlos Alcaraz, that legendary status seems to have arrived ahead of schedule. What shocks me most is that this isn't just fanboy enthusiasm or broadcasters trying to hype up a segment. It is coming from the grizzled veterans, the past icons, and the scholars who have dissected this sport for generations. I am talking about folks who have observed the court for 50 years or more, the ones whose job description demands neutrality and calm. Even those stoic voices are stuttering, unable to articulate Alcaraz's performance in 2026 because it breaks every conventional mold. It simply operates on a plane they cannot categorize. Rewind to the start of the calendar, because 2026 has already packed in a career's worth of achievements. In January, Alcaraz conquered the Australian Open, claiming a hard-court Grand Slam amidst the tour's most punishing heat and psychological pressure cookers. For anyone else, that victory would define their entire season, major secured, job done. Time to relax? Not for him. He immediately jetted off to Doha for an ATP 500 event and didn't just participate. He absolutely obliterated the field. Facing Arthur Fils, a legitimately dangerous opponent, Alcaraz surrendered only 3 games in 2 sets, finishing the job in less than 60 minutes. An ATP 500 final, over in the blink of an eye. That is not a match. It is an exhibition of force. Witnessing that slaughter changed the narrative among the pundits instantly. Gone were the standard cliches like he's striking the ball well or he's having a good week. The tone shifted to reverence, bordering on disbelief, because the scoreboard couldn't capture the full picture. It was the atmosphere of the contest that truly disturbed them. The absolute certainty of the outcome from the first serve. The fact that Fils, a top 10 quality destroyer, never once felt like he was in the driver's seat. That level of mental suffocation, possessing the match entirely from the start, is a trait belonging to a microscopic elite. Past world number ones are choosing their words cautiously, yet they all circle back to the same conclusion. Alcaraz's impact isn't just about the W, it is the method. It is a specific breed of supremacy that overshadows the victory itself. It happens when an athlete makes you feel like the sport is their personal property, as if the rulebook was drafted specifically to suit their game. We saw it with Roger Federer at his peak. We saw it with Rafael Nadal on the red dirt. Novak Djokovic possessed that aura for a full 10 years across every court type. Now, insiders are voicing that same comparison more often, shedding their hesitation and caveats. They speak with a resigned confidence, realizing they can no longer deny the truth. The timing of this makes it even more terrifying. Alcaraz is merely 22. He isn't enjoying a sunset victory lap or capping off a historic run. This is the prologue. A player's athletic peak usually doesn't hit until their mid-20s. According to the sharpest minds in the game, what we are witnessing today is not the summit. It is merely the hike up. If that is accurate, the future is absolutely frightening. His technical growth this season narrates a clear shift. In the past, Alcaraz relied on supernatural reflexes and artistic flair. He would pull the trigger on winners that other pros wouldn't dare imagine. Drop shots from deep court, sprinting trick shots, and angles that defied physics. That magic was electric, but it carried a tax. He often overplayed his hand, chasing the highlight reel when a basic shot was enough. It led to volatility, the result of living constantly on the razor's edge. In 2026, that recklessness has vanished. In its place is a quality the gurus call structural intelligence. The creative spark? It is still there, lurking. But now it is a precision instrument he wields by choice, not a knee-jerk reflex he cannot control. He constructs every point with architectural precision, reading the rally before it even unfolds and making split-second decisions. His serve, once just a flashy cannon, has evolved into the bedrock of his entire game rather than a sporadic highlight. The explosive athleticism remains, but his positioning before the shot has leveled up massively. He is waiting at the spot because he saw the future, not because he scrambled to catch up with the present. That is the divide between a great player and a living legend. Anticipation, structure, command. Strategy buffs have zeroed in on a specific evolution in how he strangles a match when he is ahead. When Alcaraz grabs the lead in 2026, he knows exactly how to drive the dagger home. No reckless gambling to finish early. He keeps the vice tight, maintains the rhythm, and lets his opponent crumble under their own desperation. That is not how a 22-year-old plays. That is the soul of a seasoned veteran. Fusing that seasoned mind with a body just hitting its athletic prime is exactly why pundits are discussing his legacy in hushed, reverent tones. And then, we have to talk about the headspace. This is the fascinating part, the invisible metric that screams the loudest to anyone paying attention. Alcaraz walks the court with a different energy in 2026. In the silence between points, there is a stillness, a serenity that feels authentic, not manufactured. It feels real. Look at that third set in Melbourne. He dropped 4 straight points, and the reset was instantaneous. Back to the line, stone cold, next ball. When the plan goes south, he does not hunt for excuses. He just digs in. That kind of mental iron is arguably the hardest upgrade to install in elite sports. Most never find it. The ones who do tend to sit on the throne for a long, long time. And then there is the Jannik Sinner factor. You cannot fully appreciate Alcaraz's brilliance without looking at the shadow cast by his rival. Sinner is a generational freak. His ball striking is arguably the purest the tour has ever witnessed. His court coverage, his tennis IQ, his tactical brain, all world-class. But look at Doha. While Alcaraz swept the title without losing a set, Sinner crashed out in the quarters, watching another decider slip through his fingers. The chasm the experts are pointing to is not in the ranking points. Rankings change like the weather. It is in the aura. It is the gravity a player brings into the arena. Right now, Alcaraz walks out with something that no amount of practice can buy. He carries the absolute certainty of victory. His enemies sense it in the tunnel. Phils felt that weight in Doha. You could see his belief shattering as the first set unraveled. He threw everything at Alcaraz, and it bounced off. Not because he played poorly, but because the man across the net made perfection look inadequate. That is the recurring theme. It is not just one weapon making Alcaraz a monster right now. It is the sum of all fears, the athletic prowess, the technical flawlessness, the strategic wisdom, the mental steel, and the hunger all firing at once, all moving the same mountain. When those stars align in one human being, you get a force that rewrites the laws of the sport. You witness moments that make 40-year veterans of the game shake their heads, saying they have never seen anything like it. In 2026, these are not rare miracles. They are the standard operating procedure. Melbourne proved he is tough. Doha proved he is precise. Toughness and precision are two very different beasts. Some guys have one. Almost nobody has both. Those who do are the ones who hoard grand slams and define eras. The analysts see the signs. They recognize the pattern from the legends of old, and they know what comes next. So, what is the forecast for the rest of 2026? The clay season is looming. Roland Garros, where he has already proven he owns the dirt. Then Wimbledon, where he has the trophy and the romance with the grass. Then the US Open, where the electricity of the crowd turns him into a superhero. Every single major is there for the taking. In the past, we asked if he could hold it together for 12 months. In 2026, the narrative has shifted. We are not asking if he can stay consistent. We are asking just how legendary that consistency will become. The calendar slam. All 4 in 1 year. Only Rod Laver did it in the open era, way back in 1969. It used to be a taboo subject, a pipe dream too lofty for even the titans of the game to chase seriously. But people are starting to say it out loud now, not as a fantasy, but as a very real possibility unfolding before our eyes. Can the Spaniard actually sweep all four majors in 2026? Sound off below. When the usually stoic critics start believing, you know something huge is brewing. We are talking about pundits who typically guard their reputations with their lives, veterans who know firsthand that this game loves to destroy certainty. Yet, listen to the shift in their tone. They aren't promising a clean sweep. They are admitting that perfection wouldn't shock them one bit. What Alcaraz is displaying on the court right now makes match stats and world rankings look irrelevant. It completely defies standard analysis. We have crossed into a realm that is far more scarce and mysterious. From the locker room to the nosebleed seats, there is a collective electric charge, a realization that you are witnessing a legend in real time, a story you will be bragging about decades from now. It is that rare zone where athletics transcends competition and becomes high art. The kid isn't just walking in the footsteps of giants, he is blazing a brand new trail. If you are hungry for more deep dives like this, smash that subscribe button. We are just getting started.